Join me today as we take a look at this mistake. By mistake, I mean because I didn't buy the deluxe version. That's on me, okay? For whatever reason, like a year and a half ago when I decided to pre-order this thing, I didn't think that I needed the deluxe version, but I think I do. If nothing else, because it has the bow in there, and this has arrows. But whatever, let's not focus on the sad boy moments. Let's focus on the happy time moments. What the heck am I saying? Nobody ever knows, but somehow still you watch this channel. So thank you for being here. Let's take a look at this link from Tears of the Kingdom, which is a version of Zelda that I've not played. Isn't that crazy? I love this entire franchise, but I have not played this one. But this is the closest version I'm gonna get to Breath of the Wild. Let's open it up, but after we look at the box, obviously you can see through it, which is cool. Side of the box, you got a figure shot. It's the other side. Bottom, top, there's so many things, and all the pictures you've seen on the internet, minus the ones that show the other goods. But see what I mean? Comes with those, but no way to shoot them out. And while you're watching this and you notice that I have different dioramas that are on display in the posing segments, check out in the top left corner who that's made by. And then in the description and the pinned comment of the video is a link to get your own. Isn't that nice? That I provide such things for you? Inside of the sleeves, just green. There's still a pretty good amount of stuff in here. How much was it? Don't remember. I ordered it from Entertainment Earth. It's a good website to get a hold of stuff most of the time, but you're just not gonna get it when everybody else gets it. So that's really important to know. This will all be delayed. So if you do watch this channel, you like my content, comment down below. I like hearing from you, and I always reply. Sometimes it's hard to say whether you should buy a deluxe version of a figure. I think I should have with this one. I don't recall if there's additional hands, probably because the bow and stuff, but you get a lot of extra stuff, including the make your own weapon stuff, which is really fun. Now, if you just need a basic Link and you're not like, well, I don't really use all the accessories, I just want a guy and put him on the shelf, then the standard version's fine. But for opposing segments of the video, man, I'm sorry. All right, in the box, you got this cross-sell thing that tells you about all of the figures that are either out or coming out. I do have that and that on pre-order. That is already shipped from Ami Ami. I think I'm really excited for the delicious in dungeon stuff. Obviously, I have that, and I say obviously because I've reviewed it, but you may not have seen that. This is kind of fun, seeing all the things in a paper. This is old school. For you young kids, this is a little rare. This is fun. And there's this actually like pretty thick instruction booklet. Good Lord. So it tells you all the accessories you got in there, how things work, which is actually probably a good thing because I may struggle for some of this stuff. But I also don't really pay attention when I look at these things because I'm like, there's a difference between a review and actually looking at it anyway. And of course, you get your little Ziploc bag, which is cool if you don't keep your boxes. You get a base, which is this thing, says Figma. It's a stylistically, it's a little different from some of the other stuff that I've seen and have had on this channel. But you get this, there's no claw in the box, but there is this, which is pretty common and will likely plug in right to the back side. So this is an interesting thing with Figma, is that they always have a hole in the back of their figures so you can use a stand and not see the claw, which is pretty cool. But then at the same time, you see a hole in their back. One wrist and one ankle peg, which is nice to have, or it's two wrist pegs actually, because he has the brown over there. Whatever, nice to have. I love when that's included because the stuff does break over time. Not always, but it can. Over here we have the scabbard for his sword, the Master Sword. The detail and paint on this is actually really good. I love the color combos. Though obviously the styling comes from the game, so it's all predetermined colors, but the fact that they use like a shiny gold and then a matte navy is really nice. And then the peg on the back so you can plug it in here, right here, like that. That is such a big sword for such a little guy. And then you have the Master Shield, which looks so good. And this is the first time I personally have had this setup for a Link, and it's really nice to have. And the colors and the matte finish on this is so perfect. Makes me very happy to see all this. Now, I really, really do want to have, I don't know why they've never made the Ocarina of Time version of Link. It doesn't make sense to me. Now you can remove the handle like that, so you can slide his hand through it, which is pretty cool. Or you can just like, you know, completely remove it and put it over there to the side, which is also cool. Everything's cool. That's cool, this is cool, I'm cool. No, I'm not. If you're wondering what this little plastic thing is, don't worry. Hey, slow down. I'm gonna tell you what everything is, okay? That's my job. Unless I don't know what it is, and then I really struggle. But you would plug it into this shield, and then you do something with it. I don't know. Somebody paid attention to the instructions. I guess you put that around. There we go. There we go. All right. Well, you have to remove this completely, which then that's kind of weird. And you would do this, and then you do this. No, that's a bad position. You do it more like this. This is a good setup. He's fully loaded, and his stamina is too low. He can't carry all this right now. So let's remove it so that his stamina returns. Replenishes, that's the word. And then you got this cape because it's from the game that I don't know, unfortunately. But it looks good. I'm glad it's cloth. But look at the details on that. Very nicely done. Even the paintwork all the way around the hooded part of it, which, oh man, does this hood ever go up in this new game? I don't know. Someone will tell me. And you have the Master Sword, which is gorgeous. I love the paintwork on this. Good God. Now you can remove the handle, because that actually happened to me on accident, but you'd slide his hand through there and then put the sword back together so you don't have to worry about stretching out joints or something like that. Nicely done. Good job, everybody. This is a gorgeous figure. My God, I am so happy to have this. Look at this. Let's zoom in a little bit and get like some really nice crispy details. The head that's on by default looks absolutely stunning. Now this looks like the same Link that I know from Breath of the Wild for sure. The eyes, I love the application. Everything, the matte finish on this collective figure is perfection. And then just the shiny stuff where it needs to be for metal. Really, really nice. This is so good. This does make me want to spend way more money and buy a lot more Figma items because they look so good. So I'm even more excited now for the delicious in dungeon stuff. I just hope that they can move along a little faster. Anyway, this is the Legend of Zelda review, you idiot. Okay, these unfortunately don't come out, but that's okay. He doesn't have a bow. He's just gonna carry this crap. Stupid. What does he have on by default besides this awesome looking faceplate and his hair? There's a little ponytail. Look at that. Then he's got, that was more like a Japanese Goku. We have a punching hand by default, or maybe he's just holding something. Oh, you found a fairy. This hand, oh no. This hand looks great. Look at all the sculpt work in there. Obviously this is the arm and gauntlet thing that he uses to manipulate and build stuff. Alternate hands in the box. He's got a couple of gripping hands, which would be perfect for the shield and the sword. This is Figma, man. Hello, hi Jonathan. Welcome to the world of Figma. It's stunning. Great sculpt work, excellent paint work. Look at that. So tiny, yet so detailed with the sculpt. And lastly, hand options. We have this holding hand or open palmed hand for his left side, which would be great for some combat stances, or again, if you want him to hold stuff. Also, does he use bombs in this new one? I need to play this new one. I definitely need to play it, but do I wait, what, however many months to maybe get a Nintendo Switch 2 and then play it with better graphics? Or do I just play it now on the normal Switch? Let me know. I did pre-order Zelda. Did not order Ganon or Ganondorf or whatever he's called in this one. I don't know. Here's the alternate face that's on there. Looking really nice. It's got a little smile, just enough paint. It looks very animated. This is stunning. Oh my God, this might be one of my favorite figures I've gotten this year. And I enjoy this. I'm enjoying this while you may not think I am. I'm enjoying this way more than I am the in-art Batman. That's a stunning figure. It looks super hyper realistic. It's gorgeous. But this, there's a lot more nostalgia with something like this for me. Obviously, not necessarily this costume. Like I'm more of like a traditional green tunic kind of guy, but it's Link. It's unmistakably Link. I am a little bummed that he doesn't have his little hat. Here is another faceplate looking awesome. This is his attack face, right? This is his ha! All right, let's look at the rest of the details of the figure because we didn't really do that. So he's got the shoulder guard, which also looks fantastic. All these Hyrule details. Oh my God, I love it. The chainmail underneath, the texture in this sleeve. There's not enough good things to say about this, honestly. The only complaint I have is that I only bought the basic version. And then what are these? Is this how he recharges his gauntlet thing? I don't know. Anyway, I love the matte finish on the belts too. Like, these really stand out. All the way down through, like, just a little bit of folds in the pants, the boots. This is so nice. I love this quiver, by the way, even though I don't have a bow. We got these little pouches back here. And a cool thing is that it's Figma, so like SH Figure Arts, you can kind of remove some of these body parts easily. Oh, just kidding. I thought you could take this whole thing off, but it's technically glued in. Oh, that's a bummer. Not that you really need to take it off, but it would just be nice to maybe play without play. I mean, that's what we're doing, isn't it? So if we want to get a sword in the hand, we just do that, slide it in, boom, we did it. Congratulations. We're all so smart because we looked at the instructions. This cape piece, which again, I don't really know nothing about. It has that plastic piece, but it doesn't seem necessary, right? You can remove it. So if you put the cape on, it still has a hole so that you can attach his other stuff. So that's pretty cool. It's not like one or nothing. You also don't necessarily have to use it if you don't want to. And this is Cora, who's been down there loving at my legs and my feet and just wanting some attention. She's ready for lunch, but it's too early. I'm so sorry to tell you. She's a sweet baby. Look at how beautiful this figure is. It's so perfect. All right, I gotta look to see if maybe I can still get a hold of the deluxe because I think it's gonna be worth it, and then it's crazy because it's not gonna be in this review, but my God, yeah, it's worth the basic figure. If that's good enough for you, get it, please, because it is really, really nice. I don't know if it's available at all anymore. If I can find a link, I will put it down below. Let's talk about articulation because that's the only thing I haven't yet. So I think we're gonna have some limitations with the head. But let's start back here with the hair, which does articulate, which is it's kind of crazy. I don't know if that's just for increased range. Yeah, so he can do this, which is nice. Man, he can look up really well. And he looks down perfectly. He looks up further than I initially did. So this is better. Overall, nice range in that neck and head. The shoulders are certainly going to be limited, at least on the left arm, because of this shoulder pad, which doesn't seem to have really any range to move other than just like a little bit. So you're going to have to rotate the arm out and then lift it up. The standard ball joint in the shoulders, but there is some butterfly joints going on as well, which is definitely helpful. He's got rotation in that ball joint, but nothing going down the arm, which seems a little odd. Like you could probably put some rotation there in the elbow. Double jointed elbows, standard ball pegs for the wrists. So a little weird that there's no rotation going down this arm, but so far none of this bothers me. Let's see what that crunch be like though. So he crunches actually really, really well. And then, oh, he falls apart if you try to do too much. Leans back just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but the crunch is nice. Side to side is barely there. Some rotation in those two sections, so like the chest and the waist, which is helpful. The legs go out into perfect splits. There's rotation there at that ball joint up at the top, and then I think there's some, yeah, you got some like extension, which should help with range. Double jointed knees looking real fantastic. There's, again, no rotation down the leg, and then you got this standard ankle with toe articulation. I love this thing. This is such a perfect visualization of this character into figure form. It makes me so happy. I am just bummed I didn't get the deluxe. So stupid. Well, there you have it, folks. If you enjoyed this, you want to see some other stuff get reviewed on this channel where you're at right now, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.